Oh, there we go. Two handsome, rugged Jews.
I mean, that's a great name for a show.
Fuck this podcast. This is the first episode of two handsome, rugged Jews.
Yeah. I wish I was more rugged.
You're very rugged. Don't say. I will not listen to you say that.
I think maybe I give the perception of being more rugged than okay. Let me ask you. something.
No, I'm sure you're a pussy.
I'm a pussy.
I'm completely
100% a pussy. Yeah. Can you?
If it's fix anything, no.
Yeah, I was
not even a little bit.
Change your tire?
No, nothing.
Change the oil in the car.
I haven't been able to change one thing about myself.
Yeah.
In 38 years.
Yeah, it's
let alone
crazy.
A tire.
I feel like such a pussy that I can't change a tire.
Oh no.
I think. Look, I think I can figure it out. Jack.
I would need four people with me, I think, to kind of like
confidence-wise.
Yeah, confidence-wise. Like if I would have, it would be. I would have to have no AAA. There'd have to be no un-Jewish person around that I could ask for help.
You know what's funny is I just made the noise like I was at a NASCAR pit stop. Like I got one of those in my fucking trunk.
Right. Every one of those. Every car has one of those things.
Yeah, they come with it now, right?
I had a funny thing happen the other day where a guy, my car got a flat, and while the guy was fixing my tire, he started telling me stuff he hated about Jews, and he was like changing the tire, and he was holding my ID, and I was just like, oh well,
you don't have a real Jewy name though.
Mandelbaum is my real last name.
Oh yeah, that's super Jewish.
It's very Jewish. Yeah,
I had an Uber driver in St. Louis, and I got in the car, and it was a 22-minute drive to the restaurant. I was meeting my uncle at. And he was like, he recognized me as a comic, and he goes, I know 3,500 jokes, and I was like, oh no,
3,500 jokes.
And I asked him, I'm like, that's really specific,
yeah.
And he said, well, I have that one of those old dirty joke books, 3,500 dirty.
He's like, it's one of the things you read when you're taking a shit, and I take a lot of shit,
dude. Do you want to guess what his first 7 jokes were? Jew,
right.
Jew. And he goes, I got 7 great Jew jokes. And I was like, okay. First one was like, and these were the type of like.
Well, hit me with the top 3 Jew jokes.
Why are Jewish people's noses so big?
So they can smell.
Air is free.
Oh, air is free. Okay, yeah. That's good.
How do they make copper wire?
They
2 Jews arguing over a penny.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. Actually, I kind of like that one. That's
and there's the quarterback joke for the football, right? So he just started boom, bang, boom, bang, right?
Yeah.
And so, and he started with, this is when I knew I was about to hear the N-word. Because he opened with this. I don't believe in that PC stuff. I'm like, here it comes. Right.
I love how people, cause I hate PC stuff too, but the problem is at this point, it's getting to the thing where they're like, look, fuck PC, and let's go back to Jim Crow, right? Yeah. Who's with me? You're like, whoa, that's not what we were saying.
We are, as comics, we are all anti-PC shit too, but that doesn't mean you can be a dick to people.
Right.
There's a difference.
And it also means like, you can, if it's a joke, but if you're like, it doesn't mean it's okay to be racist. It just means like, if something's clearly a joke, don't act like you're an idiot and you don't get the joke.
Dude, so he had a cross over his...
And it was was it Bernie?
No.
He had a hanging burning cross from his mirror.
He had a cross over his rear view.
Yeah.
So I asked him, I go, oh, those are really funny jokes. I go, I know you're not, you don't believe in PC stuff, so do you got any Christ jokes, any Christian jokes?
You don't joke about Christ.
That's exactly what he said to me.
Did he really say that?
Yeah.
No.
That's exactly what he said.
It's like an old Daniel Tosh joke, isn't it? Where he tells a joke about every race. He goes, how about white people? You don't joke about white people.
He said, we don't make jokes about Christ. Jesus is what he said. Jesus.
What I love to do on the road is I'll tell like a Christian joke, right? And people won't laugh. And then I'll follow up with like 3 jokes about Jews, and they laugh. And I go, hey, remember how you guys didn't laugh about that Christian joke? All right, so now we know you guys are all hypocrites. All right, let's move on.
Dude, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because I've asked a bunch of people about this, and I've had a couple of different answers, and some people surprised me. Mm-hmm. So you know that whole Antonio Brown thing, and he called the GM a cracker.
Yeah.
And I sent out a tweet that said, I welcome anybody to call me a cracker. They're delicious.
Right.
And I had a couple people get back to me and say, hey, racism, no matter who's saying it, is bad. And I said to him, If someone called you a cracker, does that really
It doesn't
bother?
at all affect you. So it's kind of like when guys say, well, those idiots who said we need a straight pride march. Were you actually offended? Were you actually feeling left out? Of course not. It's just people being
It's
like,
so dumb.
yeah, it's so dumb.
But because
There's no history of cracker.
that's what I'm saying.
Who gives a shit?
And I kept telling the guys, I go, guys, cracker there's no history of hate, and we don't have a history of being oppressed. So for me, I'm not a huge white privilege, guy. I think there's some holes in that, but there is definitely white privilege. And one of the biggest signs that there's white privilege, you can't call me a name that bothers me.
Well, no, as a Jew,
Different.
Okay,
Different.
You're going to keep your whiteness and
But
your Jewiness.
as a white dude,
yeah,
there isn't a word you can call me.
right.
But I have to tell you something also. I had a dude in Myrtle Beach look me straight in the face, but he called me a kite, which was funny.
A kite?
With a T. I didn't tell you this. No. Mo, he says to me.
Because you're referencing kike, which
Yeah.
that's an old school.
Yeah.
I mean, that's real old school kind of
And by the way,
anti-Semitism.
I think for sure, look, there is some obviously white privilege, but I think everything isn't white privilege.
Right. No.
Okay.
I'm 100% with you on that. Yeah.
But this dude looked me right in the face after the show. And he came up and he goes, I usually don't think you people are that funny. And I was like, I'm a you people?
But also, like, you don't think Jews are that funny?
We got a lot.
What people do you think are funny? You can hate Jews. It's like if you're racist, and you hate black people. You're still got to acknowledge they're great at sports. You know what I mean? Like that's what I always think. Like if someone's like really racist against black people or whatever, how do they watch sports? Like how do you cheer?
They separate it.
Okay,
they separate it because they love their school or whatever team they're.
Right,
you know
fine.
what I mean?
If you hate Jews, don't say we're not funny. I mean,
Dude
that's
called me a
elite.
kite.
I mean, that's funny.
That's what I didn't correct him either.
How did he say you people?
He goes, I was like, what do you mean? He goes, and he's trying to raise my goat a little bit. And he goes, kites. And I go, kites? And he goes, yeah. And I go, right. I said, well, on behalf of all the kites, I say thank you.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, no problem, man. And he kind of high-fived me. You know why I didn't correct him?
Because that guy's obviously just too dumb to help. At a certain point, who gives a fuck what people think?
Either everybody in that town calls us kites, which is fine.
Totally fine with me.
Or even his prejudiced friends make fun of him for being dumb. Also fine with that.
Right.
Either one, I was
also, it's like if you're going to be anti-Semitic, like get a more up-to-date term. You know what I mean? Like,
what's your favorite anti-Semitic term?
Man,
you know what one I like the most?
Huh.
And it's just real simple. Dirty Jew.
I like Dirty Jew. And a matter of fact, I would like to start a podcast with another Jew and call it Dirty Jews.
The Dirty
I think
Jews?
it'd be great.
Yeah.
Because Dirty Jews is fun. I like that. Jews are often thought of as very sexual and kind of...
Are they?
Yeah. A lot of people think Jews are like horny, always talking about sex kind of people, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I've had some Well, you got to compare it to who you compare, like wasps.
Right.
They don't fuck.
Uptight.
You don't think of the Muslims as being particularly...
Jews also have big nuts.
I'm sure they are. Do they have big nuts? I don't.
You don't have big Jew balls?
No, I don't.
Really?
Little regular dreidels.
You got the regular size dreidels?
What if we just came back, I turned off the video, and then we're like, turns out neither does Josh. So we really determined some shit here.
Yeah, no, I've always...
big old...
I've always been told that we have heavy nuts.
Really?
Yeah.
No, what is that?
All potatoes, no meat.
Ooh, really?
Well, not all meat, no meat, but like more potatoes than meat.
More potatoes than meat. Is that because we had to walk through the desert for 40 years, so you had to kind of like...
That's
it
my
was like
theory.
A camel sort of thing, and to hold all the
Maybe
liquid.
to hold all the liquid.
Yeah.
That's my theory on why we're shorter as a people. Because my theory is this: there aren't too many Gary Goldmans. I'll tell you why.
Right.
Because when we were walking across the desert, us shorter ones hid in the shade of the big people. And they fell off one at a time. And by the time we made it across the desert, we were like, well, later for you, big
That's
fucks.
actually pretty good. So all the tall guys got killed from the sun. Yeah.
Small people live longer.
Is that true?
You ever seen a 300-pound, 80-year-old dude?
No. That's a good point.
All old people are small as fuck.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean they start out that way. That just means like life has worn them down.
It's easier for your body. Look, if your heart is pounding up 300 pounds.
Yeah, no, those people generally don't live. I will tell you this. I was in Japan recently. I went to a sumo match, and I was curious how long they live, and it's about 65. So,
and look, the Asian people, not
Japanese
big.
person lives 180 years.
Yeah, I think it's 180 years just on their first life.
Right.
Yeah, and then they re-up.
They reincarnate.
Yeah.
But by the way, no Americans in sumo. Doesn't that seem shocking?
I thought there was one.
There used to be one. Used to be a football player went over there. But think about this: we're the fattest people on the planet.
Yeah.
Why are we not dominating sumo?
That's a great question.
I mean, literally, they were. I was reading about these guys.
How big are they?
They are about 500-600 pounds, and they have to ingest. No, not 500-600, maybe 400 or 500. But they were saying they have to ingest I don't know, it's like 8,000 calories a day. I'm like, dude, half the guys I perform for when I'm performing touring the country are doing that
in the green room.
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then they're going on stage and doing their opening act.
Yeah, man. I
It's like every guy hanging out in Applebee's right now could go to Japan and be the Michael Jordan of sumo wrestling.
I think we should start our own Jumo wrestling.
Jumo wrestling?
So it's just the Jews.
I like that.
And we're in the little thingies.
Just some big Harvey Weinstein looking fat Jews over there.
Man, I hope that dude goes to jail.
I don't know. I think you got to stick with him because he's a. No, I'm just kidding. Is that not the right thing to say in 2019?
By the way, that Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, he's the biggest piece of shit. That guy, Jeffrey Epstein, not a good year for
Jews.
Yeah, but see, dirty Jews, a lot of horny
That's
Jews.
True. Old dirty Jews. Because we weren't getting those dudes weren't getting laid as kids.
I don't know. Jeffrey Epstein's a decent looking guy.
You think Harvey Weinstein was getting laid as a kid?
No, I don't think he was. No.
Do you? I think to me, he will be one of the biggest, basically, examples of
cock blockers.
If we,
Harvey Weinstein will go down as the biggest cock blocker of all
time. If money can keep you out of jail.
Oh. Yeah.
If he stays out of jail, that will be a pure money thing.
Right. Up until now, you're not convinced that money can get you out of jail?
Well, I know it can keep you out of... Look, for me, OJ is a money thing, right?
Right.
Money gets you out of jail. But the evidence is so overwhelming, and the case is so high profile.
And there's once it gets into those Cosby numbers of 40 defendants, you're or whatever,
Cosby
accusers.
didn't stay out of jail, so...
No, it's true. But I mean,
I thought he was going to.
Yeah, but think about this. For everything Cosby's been accused of, he is doing maximum 10 years. Maximum.
Because he's going to die.
No, that's his trial. I mean, he won't do 10 years because, he probably will die. But that's his sentence is 10 years. I mean, this dude is being accused of raping 65 people. I mean, it's just insane.
What do you think?
What do I think of rape? I'm against it, Josh. And,
What do you think Cosby's day-to-day... honestly, let me ask you this question. Do you think the inmates are good to him?
Oh, yeah.
You think so?
Definitely. I think... I would have to guess fame, because they say rapists are the most abhorred in jail.
Yeah.
I would think fame trumps rape in jail. You know what I mean? Like they want to hate him because he's a rapist.
Yeah.
He's so famous. The fame is better than the rape. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think a lot of those people grew up probably
worshiping.
Yeah. But a lot of the time I think fame is probably bad in jail. There's rumors that jail for a little bit was not great for Tyson. Because everybody was like, you think you can fight?
Yeah, but I'm sure wait, really?
Well, from what I understood, it's just
But Tyson would fuck people up, though. It's not like the average guy in jail could
How
beat up
many?
Tyson. If there's a lot of them, yeah.
it's just like Charles Barkley. I heard an interview with him once.
There you
Charles
go.
Barkley, and I heard an interview with him once where he was talking about how, it's hard for him to go out in public because dudes just think that they can beat him up.
Charles Barkley inspires people to think they can beat him up.
Just you're an athlete, and they just get a little frog.
Right. I could see that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you get a famous person in jail, you're going to get a name for beating the fuck out of that person. I think Cosby might be a little too old for that.
Yeah, it's hard to get much of a name. The guy is 98 years old. But I don't know. I mean, it's curious. I kind of bet it's. I don't know. But here's the thing. What does a guy like Cosby see when he looks out of his own eyes? Is he so delusional that to him he's like, this is all? I mean, is he able to convince himself that he's really innocent? He must really be able to do that. Yeah,
I think there's no doubt that he thinks that it was consensual.
He caught some bad breaks. Some people, they they changed their mind. I'm sure racism, something.
But you, there was a guy that worked for him, or was it for NBC, that used to like deliver messages and deliver gifts and all that, get people out of rooms, get people into rooms, and doing all that. So my question is, what do those people think?
Right.
Like,
and why are they not prosecuted? Like, if they knew crimes were going on.
You mean like Epstein's people too?
Yeah, those are the people that needs to be prosecuted, You know,
I got to tell you, if somebody called me and was like, "Hey, you want to come to my island?" I would immediately think,
seems strange. There's a lot of people you could invite to your island.
Island implies no rules to me.
Okay, but I know a woman who a sheik reached out to her on Instagram. She's like an Instagram star, and he was like, I really like your friend who's in one of your Instagram people. If you can get her to come to...
Sheik reached out to me on Instagram?
Sheik reached out to her and said, I like your friend who you're Instagram friends with. If you can get her here to this villa in Italy, I'll give you $70,000. And then I'll give your friend whatever amount of money. And your friend doesn't have to have sex with me or anything. She just has to come here. So she did it. And then the guy did have sex with her friend, and I'm sure he paid her a ton of money. But I mean, it's like...
Did she get her $70,000?
She did, yeah. And I'm sure...
And did she trick her friend? Did she tell her friend?
I don't know. I hope she didn't trick her. That'd be really fucked up.
I'm meeting in Italy.
I have so many airline miles. But here's the weird thing with the airline. You have to dye your hair platinum blonde and wear this. I absolutely...
you have to find out. I mean, did she tell her friend, I'm making 70 G's?
It was one of those stories where she told me, I was like, why? Do you not think I'm judging you for this story? Like, I'm definitely judging you for this.
Okay, wait a second. I'm going to ask you something right now. So say a sheik reaches out to you and says, big fan of Josh Wolf. I don't have to have sex with him, but you get him to my villa, I'm going to give you 70 grand. You're not reaching out to me?
Well, I have to come too, though.
Did she go? Did your friend?
Yeah, she had to go too.
Okay, you have to go too.
First of all, sheik, two Jews trying to lure us in.
Okay, that's not...
Okay, take that out.
Take the sheik out. Take but say we're not Jews.
Right.
And let's just say it's a woman.
You're going to shake the camera to lean on the table. This is a Walmart table, so it's not as sturdy as you think. Would I reach out to you?
It's an older woman. She lives in Italy.
Yeah, I guess I would. I mean, but...
What's the hesitation?
Well, here's the difference, though. You're not a woman, and that's not a guy.
Yeah.
You know, it's a completely different situation.
Yeah. You're right.
You're a little older, but you keep yourself in very good shape. I think you could probably still defend yourself an Italian MILF. So it's just a little different.
Yeah, you're probably right. But the safety issue for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just fucking dirty. Like, how weird would it be if I'm like,
how much did the friend get?
What do you think of this new car? Oh, here's how I got it. I lured Josh Wolf over to Italy, and he got fucked by Gianni Versace. Or whatever the fuck.
What
Diana, what's the woman's name?
70,000, does that seem low to you?
No. What, to lure somebody over there?
Yeah.
No, it seems like a lot.
Yeah. 70 grand, and did she get her money up front?
I don't know how.
A lot of questions.
I would think you got to.
I would need half up front.
Absolutely, at least half.
Yeah. And I would need to see the plane tickets. I would need to see the villa.
Right.
I would need a lot.
You know what my favorite story about this ever is? Some guys. You're not an ISIS, are you? Are you a supporter of ISIS?
Not anymore.
Okay, cool.
No.
I just want to make sure. I don't like to talk politics if it gets in the way of my guests. But some ISIS dudes got fucked over by these Chechnyan hookers who reached out to them online saying they wanted to come marry them and got them to give them money for their plane tickets and just bilked them out of the money. I mean, how fucking great is that?
That's amazing.
Yeah. Because you're talking about ISIS is evil. Chechnyan hookers, way more evil.
Wait, I've gotten a lot of emails from the Nigerian prince. I've never got the email from the Chechen hookers.
Yeah, no, but they're fucking, I actually have. I have had,
from the
not Chechen, but I've had bride services hit me up.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder what websites you're on where they...
AsianBride.com.
Yeah.
Now, somehow they got my email.
I know a dude who went to Thailand and found a girl and married her and did the whole thing. And here was her list of things. Oh, this is the only way I'll marry you.
Okay.
Because he was like probably 58, 60 at the time. An old rocker. You know what I mean? He lived a tough life.
Yeah. He told me some miles on him.
Oh, my God. They were all on his face, too. And I said to him, he was like, I'm going to Thailand to get a wife. And I go, what's her name? He goes, I don't know yet.
Number 47.
Yeah.
It's like when you order the dish in the Thai restaurant. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's number 18.
I said, why Thailand? And he goes, man, I just tired of people talking back to me. And I go, oh, you don't want one who speaks English? He goes, nah, not really. So, you ready?
Wow, that's fucking dark.
You ready?
I mean, to come out and say that.
Oh, he said it
pretty dark.
out loud. Oh, he's like, look, I've done a lot of American women, Europeans, Canadians. He's been married. He goes,
But he wanted to marry her.
I've been married 4 times. He goes, I just want her here. That's the only way you can get her here.
Right. Oh, okay. I just feel like if you're like on your 4th marriage or 5th marriage, like it's just clearly not for you.
Well, here was the stipulation. She said yes, but you have to send $50,000 every year to my family.
Yeah, that's just regular shit, though. My uncle lives over in Thailand, in Asia, and he says even if they're not prostitutes, it's always kind of prostitution. There's always a money component, and that's just a cultural thing.
Because also our money goes a long way there,
right?
And $50,000 over there is a shit ton of money to have,
right?
And so,
but that still doesn't. Yeah, but that's still a weird cultural thing, don't you think?
Without a doubt.
I mean, it's still like
he went over, he met the parents who were getting the money, and all the dad wanted to know was,
do you have good credit? Is this check this check gonna clear? Like, not one question about where is my daughter gonna live?
Didn't ask.
Do you have a routing number?
He goes, what's funny? I go, what? He goes, they didn't ask a thing about where I live.
Oh, it's so fucked.
He was like, they just wanted to know when the money was coming and could they put it right in the bank.
Oh my God.
So
that's dark. That's dark. But I will tell you, speaking of Thai,
she's still married. They're still married.
Yeah.
And he goes, but
he really gives him a $50,000 a year
every year. He said, but he goes, I'm done. She's going home. I go, why? He goes, she's starting to learn English.
He was like, maybe you need to look for like a slow person, someone who just, or a mute. Why didn't you date a mute? They're probably looking for people.
He was like, I just wanted somebody to have fun with me, do things that I want to do, be there, be company. But he didn't want too much input. He said, but she's starting to get Americanized and expect things.
That's what happens with all of them. I'm
right.
Sure,
he was like, she's starting to expect things. She's getting Americanized.
Maybe you should fuck that robot Whitney Cummings said. Yeah. Maybe that would be what he had built.
Would you fuck a robot?
Yeah, absolutely. But hold on, I want to point out something. So I was reading. I was looking at Netflix. I was going to buy, watch something last night, and I saw a documentary. It's Netflix or Amazon, and it was something. It was called Thai Ladyboys, and it was just. I wasn't looking at documentaries. I was just what's new. And it said Thai Ladyboys. It said, and the description was, the allure of the Thai Ladyboy is so strong, men will leave everything they have back home to be with them. This is the story of Dave and something. And I was like, fascinating story. I don't know if I trust my sexuality enough to watch this. Because it's about 2 a.m. The last thing I need is my sexuality anxieties is to look at this and be like, well, I'm hard. I'm hard. Let's get over to Thailand.
A whole new category on Pornhub.
No more engagement now. Let's see what we got.
Your vagina looks too much like a vagina.
Yeah, it's a wide new world out there. And that was really why I didn't watch it. 100%. I'm like, if these guys in the description are leaving their wives, I'll probably jerk off to it. I mean, I just don't want to go down there. I'm not ready for that.
I wonder. I've always wondered about.
Should we watch it right now after the podcast?
You ready? Yeah, together, right?
Let's gay if you watch it together.
If we're holding hands,
right? Absolutely.
I always wonder about firsts. Like, the first person to invent Coca-Cola, the first person to invent shoes first, right?
Yeah.
Who was the first person who saw some tits and was like, man, I hope there's a dick under there? Do you know what I mean? Like, who was the first person who kind of brought it out into the public? Like, hey, everybody.
I bet it was early on.
I'm going to dunk my chocolate into this peanut butter.
Oh, 100%. I was just very early on, I bet.
How early on you figured that was
think about it, because the Greeks were talking about being on these, they would go, all the guys would go out and fight wars.
Right.
For years at a time, they would be around women. And that's how they basically just started fucking each other. And that's written about. So there was probably somebody was probably smart enough to be like, hey, why don't we bring some women's clothes with us just to spice this up a little bit? I bet that was pretty early.
And those
humans are inventive and they're horny.
Yeah.
So I bet very quickly, I
also have read about ancient Greeks, the orgies they used to have. is just like next level shit. I don't.
Really? Like, give me some details. I don't know.
Have you
much
ever been to an orgy?
No. Have you?
No.
No.
You know Jade
Catapretta?
She told me she calls it a sex party. But she told me on one of my shows that she went to a sex party. And I was like, how was it? She was like, it was really weird. I'm like, it's just so you walk around and there are people fucking? And she was like, yeah.
Yeah. She's like of that right age. Like there's this new thing coming back now of like sex parties.
Yeah.
And it's very sex positive, very theoretically clean. And then like millennials are doing it. It's like orgies sound so dirty, but these are like gatherings.
Would
whatever.
you?
I'm too neurotic for that shit.
Yeah, me too. Well, no, because you're engaged, so not now. But say when you were 5 years ago, someone had been like a good-looking woman, being like, hey, I'm going to a sex party.
No,
tonight.
I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't think I would be just nervous.
Me too. It's like a.
I mean, I wish I was the kind of person
competitive too.
When you'd be trying to like,
you'd
be like looking at it, like, what position is that?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be doing that.
Yeah,
I would just be like, I don't know, it'd just be like anxiety.
I'm competitive, man. I got 3 older brothers, so I'd be like, well, he's doing that, I'm gonna fucking do this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I got a hang glider in the car, like something. Step it up a little bit.
Hang glider?
You know. Why not, dude?
Own, you know. But here's, I should tell you this. I did a sex club in Portland. I did there's a sex club in Portland.
What's that mean,
It's
sex
called
club?
Sanctuary. Well, so they do a show. A sex club is like a place where people just go and they have sex in the club, and it's basically like a.
How is that legal?
It's totally legal because it's not. You don't pay. You just show up with somebody.
And it's probably a private club.
Yeah. And but there's no cover. Oddly enough,
You have to be on a list, or anybody can go.
anyone can go.
So a homeless dude can walk in there.
That's what I asked them. They said the only rule is you can't jerk off.
Well, I'm out.
Masturbation. What?
I'm out.
Right. Exactly. but you can just sit and watch. You can go by yourself and just watch.
Get the fuck out of
That
here.
part I would have to see in action. Because it's anyway, the point is they do a stand-up show before the fucking begins.
No.
So I went and did the stand-up show, and everyone's just waiting to
Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. They were a pretty good crowd considering they were waiting to fuck. But
Dude, if I was waiting to fuck and you walked on stage, I'd be like, boo.
I'm like, so my dad's a psychiatrist, and here's what's funny about having a weird name. Yeah, I was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
I
dude.
felt the same way. But you know what's really amazing? They had a bunch of board games there, and I was like, why do you guys have Scrabble and stuff? They're like, well, because when you're done fucking and you're waiting to like get your heart on back, or you just want to take a break, you play board games.
Because nothing gets you horny like Parcheesi.
Boggle.
Yeah.
What do you think is the sexiest board game?
Ooh. Sexiest board Risk.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like one of the least sexy.
Yeah, but you're taking over.
Oh, see,
You're dominating the world.
Right, I can see that.
You know what I mean? You're destroying people's land and taking over.
Right.
What would you say?
Real caveman.
You like Chutes and Ladders?
Chicken ladder seems very on the nose. I would say
Sorry?
Clue.
Sorry seems like...
sorry. Because that's what I say after I'm done fucking anyway.
Sorry.
No, right when I come and my dick starts to fall over and go down, I say Jenga.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
Right when it tops. No, I would say Clue because, you know, there's a lot, it's kind of kinky. It's like,
Yeah.
I want to do you in the fucking ball.
It's Mo in the living room with a candlestick. Yeah, got
exactly. Hey, I want to ask you this question. We're talking about transgender stuff. So this is a story I was reading today. This is just an example of how, like, the world's a different world now.
Yeah.
Right? So there was this YouTube star named Nikita Dragon. You're familiar.
Yep.
Who is a transgender woman.
Yeah.
Went from a male to a female. And was wearing, in a recent shoot or at a fashion show, was wearing braids. And was accused of, and now is having to apologize for cultural appropriation. I mean, how crazy is that?
Can I just make it? And I know I'm gonna get a bunch of angries, but the whole cultural appropriation, guys,
It's fucking ridiculous.
we live together.
Yeah.
We learn from each other. We pick up things that we like from each other. Hey, black folks with straight hair, what the fuck?
Okay, I didn't hear that before. That's a very good point.
I'm saying.
By the way,
who cares?
Yeah.
And who cares?
Exactly.
And who cares?
And look, if someone sees this and like, oh, 2 white guys,
Yeah.
cultural
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I
Me
feel
neither.
that strongly about it. You know what should be? Here's what I think cultural appropriation is, though.
It is. It's 2 white guys like, whoa, fucking.
Whenever anyone other than annoying white people use the term cultural appropriation, because that sort of bullshit is very white to me.
And you know what else? Look, and there are examples in history. Elvis stole music.
Yeah,
He stole.
You're stealing someone's particular thing.
Yeah.
But style, it's an evolving thing.
And guys, we live in a giant melting pot. And I'm looking right into the camera right now. That's so crazy. We live in a giant melting pot.
Yeah.
And what do you, and so we keep asking and insisting that we integrate everybody, which we should. We live in one country. You know what that means? Culture as well. You know, those in Portland, there was 2 white women who went to Mexico and tried these burritos they liked. I think it was Mexico. I think it was burritos, I mean. And they brought the recipe back to Portland and opened their own. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but their store in Portland didn't harm the business in Mexico.
Yeah, probably got protested.
They had to shut it down.
Yeah, because my fiance lives in Portland, and they're always talking shit about that. They're like, oh, white people making ethnic food here. Now, I'll admit, I've gone to a lot of restaurants in Portland that are ethnic food, and they are cooked by white people, and I'm like, all right, this isn't usually as good.
Yeah, and that's the other thing.
It doesn't make me offended.
No.
It's like, let's not go here.
And if the product is good, it works. And if it's not good, it's
so crazy to me. It's just so insane.
We're just looking for more and more things to
feel different.
Oh my God, guys! Look, if
I get in a fight with somebody and I sweep the leg and hit him like this, can an Asian person be like, "That's kind of our fighting style"?
Yo, you heard about the
like
fucking dude at UC Davis who wore the sumo outfit, and people got up in arms in Halloween. I don't see. It's Halloween. If you want to wear a Native American, you want to wear the fucking feather,
blackface. It's all fine, right, Josh?
Maybe not blackface.
Okay, I anticipated where you were going.
But yeah, I'm not.
No, it's crazy. But
not for me.
Funny to me, it's like you're transgender, and yet people are going like. Not that if you're transgender, you're appropriating from the other gender.
Yeah.
But it's still like, you're not, I mean, because you're born like that. And I definitely believe.
Me too.
People are born with different.
Me too.
100% believe
Me too.
But it's still like, if it's okay to, I don't know. It just seems crazy to me. It also, it's like braids are like, I don't understand. Like, that's just so, what do you, like, okay, so say you want to wear someone else's style. Do you have to have a footnote, like a little tag on you? Like,
by the way,
this was mostly originated by African Americans.
Guess what, black folks? You're cooler than we are.
Yeah.
So we look and we're like, oh, that looks good.
Way, as Jews, people who, a culture that people always like hate us, I would love to see a bunch of black people playing dreidel. I would love nothing more than to see a fucking Japanese guy just wearing a yarmulke. He had a bald spot and he was getting sunburned.
Come on. A Mexican guy eating gefilte fish.
Oh, really a break.
By the way, gefilte fish.
That's horrible.
Is it the worst Jew food?
I mean, Jewish food's... Well, no, I love Jewish food if it's like Israeli. But for the Russian-y, yeah, I mean, that's just poor people's shitty Russian.
Gefilte fish is the worst.
It's pretty bad.
It's the worst. I know there's some other... Okay, so as far I love... If I had to pick one food to eat for the rest of my life, it would be Mexican food. Like, not Italian, but Mexican would be it.
I think so, too.
Except for flan. That is
flan's not great.
The grossest... That texture...
Really? I don't think it's that
that texture is rough.
Phlegmy.
Yeah, I don't like that, man. Yeah. I think the Mexicans do great. I think they could need some help on their desserts.
No, I would give you that. Mexicans they're not known for their desserts.
But
at all, actually.
No.
Aside from flan, what do they rock?
Chorizo? Not chorizo, not chorizo, why can't I remember the name?
Spicy?
No, the cinnamon. It's like a cinnamon.
Churro.
Churros
are okay.
Churros are decent. A warm churro. And you know what I do like? You know when they get the bowls of fruit and they put the tahini on it?
Mexicans are great at dessert.
Yeah.
I'm going 100%.
Yeah. But yeah, man.
A lot of cultures are not good at desserts, though. Like,
I think we have the best desserts.
100%.
We're the fattest people.
Right. Well, not us, really. It's probably European shit. But like Asian restaurants, like, why is there never good desserts?
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
Asian restaurants do one good dessert, which is really good.
Which is?
That's the fried banana with vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, but you know what?
I love that.
They fuck up. They have weird, like, banana ice cream. Like, why are your ice cream flavors so weird?
I'm not into that shit.
I don't need green tea ice cream. Hit me with chocolate, vanilla.
I'm with you. Green tea I can fuck with. When I was in Japan, I ate a lot of that. It was all right. But I agree with you. You go to, like, Salt and Straw, one of these fancy places, like, ooh, let's try the pomegranate olive oil ice cream.
No. Chocolate.
Yeah.
Butter pecan. That. What's your favorite ice cream?
I mean, something with a fuckload of chocolate.
Yeah. It's got to be chocolate.
Yeah.
I like the double, like anything that has chocolate in the title twice.
I like that
cookie dough
the
too.
double crunch. When you get that crunch cookie core.
Yeah.
Here's where I'm at. I told you I'm sober now, over 4 years. I straight up cannot buy a pint of ice cream without eating the whole thing in one go.
Well, that makes you American.
Yeah, but it's
and human.
Fucking, can you? But you're in shape.
But
you probably don't even do that.
If I crack the ice cream, it's gone.
It's gone.
Okay, I got another one for
my
you.
fiance can fucking.
How do you do that?
A pint of ice cream for a month.
Can she open a bag of chips and not eat the whole thing?
Yeah.
Well, then that's psychotic. That's sociopath
Just
shit.
don't understand it. I mean, to me, okay. The other
She's going to kill you in her sleep.
Probably.
And
I thought it's a surgeon, so she would know how to
she's
do
going
it.
to just extract a pint of blood a day, and that's it.
Right. Well, I always say that because she's a surgeon. Like, she could fucking stab me, kill me, sew it up, and people would have no idea what the fuck ever happened.
And not even really probably. She'd be like, "Hey, he died in sleep," and they'd be like, "Okay."
Right. There's like a hairline fucking.
You know what? She'd go in through your asshole, and it doesn't even look like a.
At least I die with a smile.
Let me ask you another question. Out of an ice cream truck, what's your favorite to buy? This is a no-brainer for me. I have a friend of mine who says Choco Tacos.
Neapolitan ice cream sandwich.
Really?
Yeah, I love a Neapolitan ice cream sandwich. You got that chocolatey, bready, cakey. No.
Okay.
Are you a rocket chip popsicle guy?
A fucking ice cream, the Chipwich.
Oh, you know what? We see that's a fancy ass ice cream truck, by the way.
Hands down,
the
Chipwich
is fantastic.
Chipwich to me, man.
I love a Chipwich. I love the fact that you're such a fat fuck when you're eating. You're like, I need not one chocolate cookie, but 2 chocolate cookies and a fucking pint of ice cream. I used to,
and then put chocolate chips around the outside of the ice cream.
It's fucking ridiculous. It is like 1,800 calories. And you're just like, well, it's late. Just eat this after my stand-up show. Dude, so when I fucking quit drinking, I had like literally sugar cravings. And I would like be in a hotel doing stand-up and there'd be like the mini bar. And I would fucking get out of bed like 3 times in a night to go to the mini bar, and I'd wake up with just candy wrappers strewn around the fucking hotel room. It's like it's intense.
That's me when I wake. So I get high. I woke up one time. It was at Mohegan Sun at the Comics.
Yeah. I'm going up there in December.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I woke up, and in the morning I moved the pillows next to me, and I guess I had ordered chicken wings, buffalo wings, and just the bones were under the pillow.
Like a fucking dog. You buried the bones like a dog. It's amazing.
Just the bones.
Dude, it gets so, especially those Mohegan Sun places, because you have to, it's in a casino, so by the time you walk back to your hotel room, you have to pass like a Dunkin' Donuts and a fucking Panda Express. It's hard, and you just get back and you're just like, it's just like your whole life becomes so slovenly and disgusting. You go to bed, you're like, well, I have to work in 23 hours, so there's no reason not to get fucking high.
It's so hard not to live a complete just dirtbag lifestyle on the road because you have so much time on your own and you're surrounded by dirtbag shit.
The first time I ever headlined a club was at Stanford & Sons, which is like already the dirtiest.
Craig Glazer,
R.I.P. I know he's dead, right?
I got a good story for you after.
I want to hear it on the podcast because he's so notorious. But the first weekend I ever heheadlined a club, I did that club. They gave me a card.
At Legends?
At Legends, little mall out in Kansas City, and they go, "Here's a little credit card you can use at the bar in the thing. $150 of alcohol you can spend in like 3 days." So of course I spent all of it.
Yep.
And I ended up having unprotected sex with this girl 3 times. I was like, well, I failed the test of can you handle being a road comic on the first night. And I think I had a girlfriend at the time. It was like ridiculous. I like cheated on my girlfriend. I had sex, unprotected sex 3 times, and I drank $150 of alcohol. Like, well, failed. Okay. Moving on.
Yeah, that's it. But that's what's in front of you every week.
Yeah. Or you go to clubs and they're like, hey, I'm the guy who can get you Coke if you need it. You're like, thank you for assuming I need Coke.
I walk into Glazer's Club. This is the first time, guys, Craig Glazer was...
He talks like this. He's one of the scummiest Jews of all time, but also a charming guy.
And dead.
Yeah, we should point that out.
So,
R.I.P. Craig.
I walk in, and he goes, hey. And remember his office was in the back left corner next to the bar.
Yeah.
And we go back there, and I walk in with him, and there's already a girl sitting in front of the desk on one of the chairs. And he sits behind his desk, and he goes, sit down. And I sit down on the other chair, and I'm just looking at this. And she was young, man. And I'm just looking at her, and I'm like, what's going on, man? I was like, I'm looking forward to a good weekend. He goes, yeah, me too. He goes, let me ask you a question. You fuck teenagers? And I said, what? I said, what? And he goes, you fuck teenagers? I go, no, man. I don't fuck teenagers. And he goes, you don't fuck teenagers? I go, do you think that makes me the weird one?
Right. You're like, one of us is saying they fuck teenagers, and that same one of us is in his 60s. Yeah. So you can go ahead and connect those dots.
And your wig's on backwards, man.
Right.
But he goes, she's not illegal. And I go, yeah, dude, it doesn't matter. No, I don't fuck teenagers.
Well, he was odd because he was so proud of the wrong things. Like, I remember once I was on a radio show with him down there, and he bragged about having paid for 9 abortions.
Yes.
I was like, I mean, I'm pro-choice, but at a certain point...
Did he ever play you?
It's just not necessary.
Any of the messages on his voicemails from the black strippers that he used to have?
He was all about Black Barbie. I actually met her. I met her
too.
Yeah.
So he used to
She was pretty gorgeous. I was pretty impressed.
But he used to pay them a lot of money.
Yeah.
So he goes... He played me this message and this girl, and I'm not going to give you the impersonation because that's going to sound racist as fuck.
Do it. Just throw your career away. Why are we talking about cultural appropriation and let's hear it? No? Okay.
But basically, she was like, you think I fuck you because I like you and your tiny, small dick who can only get hard if I have a finger in his asshole? And she just went off, right? And he plays it for me. And
wait, she said he could only get hard if she had a finger in his asshole?
Yeah.
That remind me to tell you something he told me one time, because something's adding up here.
So this whole thing, this is right after he told me how much he can bench. I'm benching a lot now. Yeah. So he goes, it's weird. People in the gym think I'm like 30. I'm like, nobody thinks
no
you're
one
30.
thinks you're 30, yeah.
That was the best thing. And he always tell you how old people thought he was.
All right.
Yeah, people think I'm like 35. No. Nobody thinks you're 35. But he pressed stop. But here is how he always hooked you. Because you know how you said he was a scumbag, but he was charming?
I love him. I had love for the guy. I definitely did. Like, I always tell people
he would always hit you with a little bit of honesty that made you feel bad about it.
Yeah, he did. He was...
And he said to me, I really thought she liked me. And I was like, oh, man. Like, that is so sad.
Yeah. Also, I read his book, which was good. Yeah. But he told me the last time I worked with him, he told me that... at this point, he likes. I never quite. This is just so crazy. He said something like, at this point, I can't come unless I can smell a little bit of shit while having sex." So he said he would tell his girlfriend to go take a shit and just not wipe all the way. I swear to God, he said that.
No,
I swear to God,
no.
And he would sort of say it in the way where you're like, am I weird? That's so weird because you're so matter of fact right now.
Well, you know what April Macy and I called him? The casual racist.
Oh yeah.
He was the most casually racist. He would just casually say.
And I think racism down in Kansas City is like that because I would see him do that with people who weren't white, and they were sort of like. But they were kind of like that. Yeah, maybe I don't know.
And when I mean casual, not only was it just casual out of his mouth, but it also was so casual, it felt like he didn't mean anything bad by it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, this terrible, but he
was just sort of like, that's the word you use.
Yes.
That's how you describe
That's
that
what
person.
you say to that person.
Right. I will say this, though. The greatest time I ever had in a strip club was one time with Craig Glazer, went to this place called Whispers, and it was Whispers. And you better believe me and the other comic, every time we see each other to this day, who came with me, we're like, Whispers. It's always there. But
did you drive in his car?
We tailed him there. We tailed him there because we figured he'd be spending the night. But it was my only time I've ever gone to a strip club. I'm like, this must be what it's like for like Mark Wahlberg if he goes to a strip club, because it was it was like literally like in a barn outside of Kansas City. The girls were hideous for the most part, pretty bad looking. It was like a Sunday night, but they treated us like we were fucking celebrities. I mean, it was ridiculous. Probably because Craig told them we were like famous or something.
Yeah.
But they were like, it was amazing.
Did.
They were just like, every girl was like, coming over, la, la, la. They were giving us free. I mean, it was amazing. Like the owners gave us all these free drinks, all these free. I mean, it was like, we didn't pay for anything. It was amazing. But one of these gals told me that a comic who, at the time, and still probably my same level of fame or completely lack thereof. She was like, "Oh, he was here last week, and he's gonna fly me out to LA, and we're gonna go to the Academy Awards." I was like, "Ooh,
probably not."
Maybe he's upgraded and has cable now, and you could watch the red carpet on E.
On Hollywood Boulevard, they have those gold statues for sale.
You're going to watch the Academy Awards, like you're going to be in Franklin, and you're going to watch people walk into the Kodak Theater on Hollywood.
Oh my God.
I know.
That was the lie?
That was a lie.
Did she not have Google?
And apparently this guy had slept with her. So I'll tell you who it is after the podcast.
I can't wait.
You absolutely know him. Okay, so here's a couple more questions here. Chrissy Teigen, do you hear about this thing today?
Yeah. I love her.
Do you know her, Chrissy Teigen?
I've met her a bunch of times.
Right.
I don't have her phone number.
She called President Trump a pussy ass bitch.
Yeah.
Now, if I were to be a little bitch ass Politico, which PC person couldn't say calling someone a pussy aren't you implying pussy is like a negative thing? Like, I'm Team Chrissy Teigen on this one, but
yeah.
I'm just wondering if this is weird for any of these little social justice warriors. Of like, ooh, what do we do with this bitch? Is that misogynistic? You know what I mean? Like, I wonder, like, where's the line on these
You
people?
can say it though because she's a woman, but for me, and this isn't even this isn't even an anti-Trump thing.
Right.
This is as a public servant, which is what the president is. For a public servant for just out of nowhere attack public people who live in their country.
Yeah.
Is so beyond, and he just attacked these people. They hadn't even said
they had nothing to do with it.
They hadn't said a thing.
Yeah.
So for the president, who is a public servant, to just attack somebody who lives in the country, I think is so fucking out of line. So I had no problem with her saying something back.
Nor do I. Absolutely nor do I. But check this out. I saw this comic, Dave Siegel, I don't know if you know him, but he put a Facebook post about this today, and he said, he put Trump's, attacking John Legend. And he said, just remember this. His wife, the first lady's main stance is against online bullying. How fucking crazy is that?
It just shows.
It's insane.
It's not, though. When you look at it, man, nothing is insane anymore.
I mean, that's
nothing
like
is
if
insane.
fucking Michelle Obama's whole thing was about anti-fast food and better meals.
Yeah.
That'd be like if Obama was like, fuck you, makers of salad. Why don't you suck my dick and eat a milkshake?
No.
It's just like, it's ridiculous.
But is that really her stance? She just needed a stance.
It's just like, you could have picked one that your husband's not doing known the most for. It's like if her stance was like, I'm against people saying grab them by the pussy. It's like, why'd you pick that one?
But by the way, man,
weird.
My thing also is this about this guy and the people who stick up for him. He's an insult comic. You can't be an insult comic and not expect to be insulted back.
Right.
That's it. So if that's his thing, that's fine. But like,
it's still not fine because he's actually the president.
I agree.
I mean, I agree. That just bothers me. I just feel unsafe living in a world where the president can be like, "Hey, you're a fat bitch."
Yeah,
hey guys,
I agree.
Come vote for me next year.
Gotta be better. Gotta be better. Gotta be better.
This is uncomfortable.
Gotta be better. Gotta be better.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, we're kind of wrapping it up here.
Okay.
I was going to ask you one other question. There was a great video online I was looking at today where an anaconda fought a crocodile to the death. Huge croc. Who do you think won?
Wow. How is it a big anaconda?
I mean, it was a big one.
And was the fight in the water or on the land?
It was on the water.
It was in the water?
I think so. Well, mud. It was mud. I think.
Here's the thing. Like I don't know how strong the anaconda's teeth are. I don't know if that punctures out the crocs, but I would have to say anaconda just because if the crocodile rolls, I think that plays into the anaconda's hands, doesn't it?
If it rolls?
Yeah, because you're wrapping.
Oh, I see. If it wraps around. Yeah. Here. Oh, I see what you're saying.
So,
yeah.
crocs roll.
Right.
And so if it's rolling, it's twisting the anaconda around.
Wait,
and
crocs roll? They do somersaults?
When they get you, it's a death roll. So they get you and they'll roll real fast.
I didn't know that.
Underwater. It'll fuck you up.
Wow, that sounds kind of cool, though.
But I've seen those big snakes take down big fucking animals.
Yeah, your instincts are right.
So
the anaconda won.
I go snake. I don't know too many animals in the wild that are going to beat a big snake like that.
If the snake gets it. If the snake gets it, they're done.
But here's the thing, man.
Yeah.
So say the snake's head is here. You've seen how fast they strike. Who's missing that? Who's dodging that?
No, but see, the thing is, the anacondas, I don't think they're venomous. I think
No, they're not.
They just squeeze you.
That's the thing. They squeeze you. But once they get on you,
yeah, you're fucked.
because their teeth go like this. There was a tiny little snake that we bought for Jacob, and it was a constrictor, but it was tiny. And I walked into his room one day, and I told him, man, don't reach your hand in
Don't
that.
put your dick in that snake's mouth, no matter how good it feels
looks.
when it tightens its little coil's body.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's impossible to resist.
I walked in, and the snake was literally hanging by its teeth off of his finger. And I tried to pull it out, and he was like, no. Because I learned that day that the snake's teeth goes out and back in. So you can't take...
It's like a dog's penis.
Yeah.
That really is how that's how a dog's penis is. It goes in and it hooks in there.
Really?
A lot of animals' dicks are like that.
I'd like to have a dick like that.
They hook in there. Would you really, though?
No.
That would be terrible. Because what if you got stuck? You could get stuck in there. So let me ask you this. Okay, so you think an anaconda could beat a croc. Name 5 comics that you would be able to beat the shit out of in a hand-to-hand combat. I would put you up there you probably could beat up most comics.
I don't think so.
Because you're in good shape, though.
But I'm not a great fighter, but I think David Spade.
You could take Spade? Okay.
I think so. I'm going to name some older comics.
Yeah.
Yakov Smirnoff.
Okay, he's really old.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I could beat him up.
All right. Okay.
Mark Maron.
Really? I don't know. I think Mark Maron's he's got a lot of anger, a lot of rage.
Yeah,
you tap into the wrong thing. Yeah, on the wrong day, he's really missing cigarettes or something. I mean, didn't he used to smoke? I don't know.
Seems kind of soft.
Okay.
I feel like I got Maron.
Okay.
What am I at 3 right now?
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't. If me saying David Spade keeps me off his show, I don't.
Right, and same with Maron. Yeah, you'd love to be on Maron's show.
I don't give a fuck about Maron.
I'd like to be on Maron's show.
I don't
So
really
I'm
care.
going Team Maron. I think Maron would beat the shit out of Josh.
And I don't care if I'm on the show, so I say I could beat the shit out of him.
Okay, fair. Josh, you guys are probably about Jews. He's a little older than you, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Probably some. Who else? Are the Smothers Brothers still alive?
They count as one. You got to fight both at the same time. You got to.
Oh, that's tough.
I was once in a comedy competition, and the Smothers Brothers were supposed to be the celebrity judge.
Yeah.
It's 2006. They
Do I
couldn't
get-
make it, so Guy Fieri showed up before he was world famous, and I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" I was like, "You thought you were gonna get famous because you dyed your hair blonde, dude? You thought that was gonna work? Oh, that worked. That really worked."
And I'm not going to list any women because I don't know.
No,
know
I mean,
for sure.
you're like, Sarah Silverman, I beat the shit out of her. Jade Catapretta.
I think I could probably beat up Benji Aflalo.
Benji Aflalo, you could beat up?
Aflalo.
I think you definitely beat him.
I got Benji. And
What if you went on Ben Glebe's campaign rally and beat the shit? Do you think you'd take Glebe?
I don't know, man. Glebe,
Really?
Glebe's got. You got to remember, I'm small.
Right. Okay.
I'm small. So if someone gets me on the ground,
Yeah.
I think it's over.
Okay.
But I think
What about Joey Diaz?
no,
Beat the shit out of you?
No, Joe. You know I've known him forever.
I know.
No.
No chance?
No.
Brian Callen?
No, Jay Davis.
Oh, yeah. You could probably take Jay Davis.
That's
Yeah.
my 5.
Okay. That's pretty good.
And by the way, that's nice to Jay because I just called him a comic.
Jay coming on next week. Ready to get to the bottom of this. All right, Mark Maron, Jay Davis, fighting words all around. He's going at 2 of the most respected comics in the game. 2 of the most respected joke writers in the game.
Oh man,
What dates you want to plug? Any dates?
when is this?
To like 2 days.
This weekend I'll be in Columbus, Ohio.
Funny Bone?
Funny Bone, love that club. The week after I'm at Laugh Boston. Week after that, I'm in West Palm Beach. And the week after that, I am in Philadelphia. ComedianJoshWolf.com for all tour dates. And every Monday night, I do something called a High Live, which is this right here, where I turn on my camera and I take mushrooms and smoke weed for an hour straight.
You take mushrooms every Monday?
Every Monday night.
Jesus Christ.
I'm an empty.
Really?
I'm an empty nester. Here's what I want to remind you.
Mushrooms?
Here's what I want to remind you. Ready for this? You had 20s and 30s, right?
Yeah.
To go out and do whatever the fuck you wanted. I did not.
Yeah. When did you have kids?
Man, I started when I was 25.
Yeah. Josh's story is unbelievable.
Right?
3 kids at 25, right? Adopted.
Yeah, I met a woman. She had 2 kids. We had a kid together.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But like so, I you know.
Yeah, no, I get
was
it.
responsible.
Right.
And now my kids are grown. They're doing great. I'm happy. I want to
do some mushrooms weekly.
No, I don't take enough to hallucinate every Monday.
Okay.
I take enough to.
Well, can you give us a heads up when those episodes are? Because those are the only ones we want to see.
I should show you. I wish I could show you the picture.
Wait. Do you do every Monday? I do weed. I smoke weed and eat mushrooms. But on Patreon, you get to watch me take meth and just trip the fuck out.
I take 3 caps and 3 stems.
Okay.
And then I smoke from the time the camera turns on to the time it's out.
And how long is that usually?
Hour. But last week I went 2 hours because the mushrooms really kicked in.
Oh my God, you're
and
an animal.
It is so much, man. I'm going to tell you something. It's helped my stand-up more than anything I've ever done in my life.
Right.
Because nobody can be funny for 2 hours straight talking to a camera. So it really made me comfortable just talking.
Your YouTube shit is unbelievable. I mean, you're constantly pumping out amazing content. I've been trying to do we had a talk about me trying to get the YouTube thing going. So I've been busting it out. Weekly, on a weekly, yeah. Okay, tell me how to do it because it's not working. Josh Wolf, before he fries his brain and ends up
That's
in some
tonight.
sort of
I'm going home tonight to do it.
Go watch him get high and burn his fucking brain cells out. Check him out. One of the funniest guys in the game. We'll be back next week with more Dirty Jews, or it'll just be me probably talking to someone else who might be a Jew.